morning. Hello, Anna. Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful Glow Nation. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing? Hi, Sadie. Good morning. Hello, Renee. Hi. Good morning. Hi, Gina. Carrie, good morning from New Zealand. Wow. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Menno. Good morning from Germany, from Anna. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Monica. Welcome, everyone. Let us know if you're here for the first time. Are you in the Glow Nation for the first time? Hello, Julie. Hi, Chantel. Hello, Nikolaya. Hello, Kirsten. Hi, Cassidy. First time here, Cassidy. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And Mano and Gina as well. And Samira as well. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, Christine. Hi, Rita. This Aquarius is having a hard time. Need a lift. Rita, let's see. Julie as well here for the first time. Well, thank you so much. I've had so many new people joining, so many new followers, so many new people joining the lives. I'm so grateful, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm really excited that our community is expanding the way that it is. I mean, on all of the platforms, because we are connected on multiple platforms at the same time. So thank you so much. If you've just joined the community, hello, Yanuli, hello. Thank you so much. It really is magical what's been happening in the Glow Nation. It really is magical. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, just over 2 years actually, and the community has really expanded. It started from zero, just over 2 years ago, and it's so many of us now, and we're all here with the same purpose. I love this about the Glow Nation, that we are so many from so many different parts of the world, so many different journeys, many different people, but at the end we just come here together and experience this healing, expansion, community. It's just so beautiful. Cassidy, hello. Right, Frankie as well. I know. Thank you so much, Frankie. And hello, Elena as well. I'm so grateful for all of this. Thank you so much for making this community what it is. If you guys are here for the first time, so many of you are. You guys, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. This is the best community. I know. I'm very humble. No, but this is the best community, okay? I'm not kidding. This is the best community. Everybody is so compassionate, so open towards each other. This is a very safe space to be. There's no judgment, and we do so many different things. So it doesn't matter your taste, we have something for everyone. We do moon ceremonies, a lot of astrology related things. We do tarot every Monday. Then we do mediumship readings. We do loads of energy readings. I try to combine like different things, and I weave in the element of coaching as well, because I'm a certified life personal performance and holistic coach. I'm a spiritual medium. By the way, I'm Gloria. Yes, I have not introduced myself to all the new people. I'm Gloria, spiritual medium, intuitive development teacher. As I said, I'm also a coach, but I am a woman on a mission, because what we're building here with the Glow Nation is actually a vision that I have for the planet, where we can all just be who we are, our most authentic selves, and accept each other for who we are, and be able to live in our own truth. But I do believe that the world has a lot of healing to do, and I think that the best healing to be done is the one that starts by looking in the mirror. So here we are, you guys. Here we are. So welcome everybody. Oh, Sarah is new as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. All right, so this is what we do on a Monday. We just tap into the energies of the week ahead. Okay, I've got my tarot deck over here. We're just going to tap into the energy of the week ahead, and then in the first part I'll do the reading. In the second part I'll add some journal prompts for you, because obviously we can receive the reading. Hello Jessica, Ashley as well, and we can receive the reading, but we can also implement. Good morning Lisa as well. So without further ado, let's step into this. Let's see what are the energies of the week ahead. What do we need to know? for our highest and best good. And the highest and best good of all, everyone tuned in now and everyone watching the replays. What do we need to know for this week? All right. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We've got a couple of reverses, so let me tap into them. Okay, yes. I feel that reverse. Do I feel you reverse? No, I actually don't feel you reverse. And yes, I feel reverse. Okay, good. Are we ready? Okay. Hello, Inger as well. Hello, everybody. Tracy as well. Just welcoming everybody as well. And everybody on the other platform too. Okay, so. Very interesting energies this week. Okay. So first of all, we've got the Hangman reverse. Yeah, the Hangman reverse, where I don't understand why my screen is doing the thing where it's flipped. But anyway, it's fine. So this is a Hangman reverse. I couldn't unflip it for some reason. Oh, let me try something. Can I just try something? Just let me try this very quickly. Can I flip it? Wait a second. Is it better? Yes, it is now. Now I can see. He's right. Here we go. So this is what it is. Okay, so. Right, Jessica? Yes, okay. So. Hangman reverse. Sorry, this has started a bit slow, but here we go. Hangman reverse. What's the energy of this Hangman reverse? So whenever I see the Hangman, I feel like a couple of things. Okay, I feel a couple of things. The first thing is that we need to gain a new perspective on something, which I believe it is true for the Hangman, always. Like, what if you flip this? Like we just did. What if you flip the screen and you may be able to see different things that you haven't seen before, and it's going to give you a better view on something, right? But also, it's the reason behind the Hangman that always interests me, okay? What do we need to gain a different perspective on? Okay, because I feel that very often when the Hangman comes out is because we have been facing something, and if you, as I explained this card, if you feel like something specific comes to mind, that's exactly what it's referring to. Okay, so pay attention to what this brings up for you. So if we have been facing something that is maybe challenging, or maybe something that we don't understand, or something that we don't know how to tackle yet, something that we don't know how to tackle, maybe we are a different person now, so that we don't know how this version of ourselves is going to face that. Does that make sense? So I feel that there's something this week coming up for each of us that maybe it's been there for a while, and maybe we're like, you know what, I'm really done with this. I really want to get it resolved. I really want to move past this. And then the Hangman is here for that. Okay, the Hangman is like, it's not the worst thing. There is a solution. You're not blocked. You're not stagnant. There is a solution for it. You just cannot see it yet because you've perhaps been tackling in the same way that you've tackled other things in your life, but that's no longer working for you because obviously in the past few weeks and months, you have grown into a different person. So why would we want to tackle the thing in the same way, right? So what could it be? And again, like if there's something that's, hello Cora, welcome. If there's something that comes up as you hear these words, perhaps that's the thing. Okay, perhaps that's the thing. So think about it. What is it? Is there a specific situation in your life? Because once you've switched it up, once you've flipped it, the situation or the way that you approach it, we have a 3 of Wands. You're going to be able to see so much further ahead, right? You're going to be able to see so much further ahead. These 3 of Wands is like with a different perspective, with a different approach to this specific thing, you will see further ahead and you'll be able to plan what you feel like you can't plan now, right? Now you've got this like sort of barrier in front of you, not knowing necessarily what to do, not knowing necessarily how to approach it. But once you change the point of view, the approach, the situation, like how you approach the situation, how you even view the situation, you will be able to see so much further ahead. You will be able to see the full path towards your goals and actually be able to plan for them. Okay, I feel that this is so interesting. We also have a Queen of Wands coming up with these two energies today, which informs me a little bit on this change of perspective. Okay, what if the change of perspective comes a bit more from you choosing yourself? You know, this Queen of Wands, she's a very spiritual queen, first of all, so she's really connected to her intuition. But let's not forget that this is Wands. Yeah, Wands is action energy. So this queen perhaps has now gone, and the queen is you. Yeah, the queen is us. So this queen perhaps has now gone through changes, healing, whatever it is that's been happening in our lives in the past few months that has changed us. And now we have to adopt a different approach because we need to choose ourselves. It is the time now, again, Leo season 2, right? In which we choose ourselves. Whether we're doing it for our current selves, or it could be for a past version of us, for a younger version of us. You know, this is making me think actually. Oh goodness, as I was saying these things, you know, when I said if you think of a specific thing in your life, that's it. I thought of a specific thing that would apply for in my life, and I was reflecting on it, and I was like, you know what, I might not be able to understand things and have the motivation to pursue certain things or to create the change that I want to create if I think of myself now. But if I think that I'm doing it for myself when I was a child, that gives me so much more motivation, so much more energy doing it for her. You know, doing it for her. She didn't understand. She didn't know. She was a victim as a child. So I'm no longer necessarily doing it for me now, but everything that I'm going to do is going to be for her. Right? So what if this all being connected to your intuition, this new person that you've grown into, what if the approach is to actually choose yourself this time? To choose not to people please, to choose to, you know, be the villain in somebody's eyes if it means that you're choosing yourself instead. Yeah? So I really love this energy. I really love this energy. Hello, Pippa. Hello. I really like this energy. Frankie, I just decided to choose myself this past weekend to focus on me in 30 years and where I want to be long term. Yes, Frankie, I love that. Cassidy, grief and trauma relief to better the future. I feel like these were picked for me. There you go. Right? So what does it mean to choose ourselves? Maybe we're going to have this as a journal prompt later on, okay? But the approach, there's a change of perspective or a change of approach needed in how we're facing something specifically. Something specific in our life, which will give us, once we change that approach, it will give us a better view. I'm so sorry. A better view of the path ahead, and more space to plan and to see the how we get there. And the change in the perspective is the choosing ourselves this week. Okay. And, you know, there's a lot of things that can come up with choosing ourselves. Like I said earlier, you know, being the villain in somebody else's eyes. Because when you change your behavior and when you make yourself the most important person in your life, when you make yourself the love of your life, there's a lot of people out there that maybe didn't have your best interest at heart, that are not going to like it. You know, they're not going to like it. They're going to be like, oh, you've changed. Oh, but that's so selfish. You know, please be selfish. Yeah, be selfish if it means that you're doing something for you to grow. into the person that you want to. It is always worth being selfish if you're growing into the person that you want to grow into and not pleasing somebody else. Yeah, for different reasons. First of all, because you're staying true to yourself and to the promise that you made to yourself, so you're being authentic. Second thing, because if you keep people pleasing, we are preventing the people that we please, we're preventing them to grow as well. Yeah, because we just do what they want, right? We just do what they want, so they always get a yes, they always get accommodating version of us, and they never grow. Okay, so choosing ourselves is not only better for us, but it's better for the people that we love as well. And it also allows us to understand who the genuine people are in our life, right? Because when we choose ourselves and we said, you know what, I really need to do this for me. You can have the person that says, well, actually, good for you. I'm so supportive of that. I'm so happy that you're choosing that path. Yes, tell me how I can be here for you, or, whatever other thing that they might say that is supportive. But other people be like, oh, you've changed, or you're being selfish, or that's not right, or that's not right. So choosing yourself, it's also going to give you an answer on who the people around you are. Yeah? And talking about that, we also have a Hierophant this week, which is a big focus on community. Yeah, this is organized communities, finding celebration in that, finding celebration. I feel that these two cards combine, they have a lot of gratitude, within them. Like the organized communities that we want to be part of, the ones that we can be ourselves with, the ones that we feel like we are celebrated, and we're also free to celebrate other people. That it's like a mutual exchange. It's not just giving and not getting anything in return. It's the mutual exchange, right? So a focus on this as well, reflecting who are the people around me, this week. Who are the people around me, and where do I feel that I can, where do I feel welcomed and celebrated, and where do I feel like I can actually be myself? I feel that this card, the Hierophant, has come up a lot in the past few readings. I think it came up in one of the Leo readings as well. In the Leo season reading. So there's a focus on our environment as well. Environment meaning like the people that we're surrounded by and the communities that we're part with. Okay, so where is it that we feel celebrated? Reflecting on that as well. And then we have a Four of Swords reverse. Don't forget that this work is tiring. Okay, don't forget that this work is tiring. It doesn't mean that it's not right. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's not right. Don't forget that choosing yourself, if you've not done that before, choosing to stop people pleasing is going to be a shock to the system. Yeah, it's going to be a shock to the system. So go with it. Just keep yourself there. Be gracious with yourself. Okay, if you need to rest and cancel plans, again, choosing yourself, then do that. Yeah, allow yourself, put yourself into the best possible set yourself up for success. That's what I mean. Set yourself up for success. So if you feel like this work is going to take a little bit more of a toll on you because of the way that you're trying to approach this situation, because of the changes that you want to make in your life, don't forget to also look after your physical body. Yeah. And also another thing that's coming now is also the fact, the reflection. Okay. There's two things here. There's two separate things. Okay. One thing is what I just said is like, remember that this work is tiring. So remember to be gracious towards yourself. Okay. Second thing that's coming up is reflect on what is going to be the toll on your body if nothing changes. Yeah, because remember that there's even a book, right? The body keeps the score. Yeah, the body is registering, is recording everything. It's recording all of the data. So if we keep people pleasing, if we keep choosing others above ourselves, if we keep doing that and not choosing our truth and not choosing our authenticity, how long can we carry on for? before we get sick, right? How long can we carry on with that before our body starts to deteriorate because of that? Okay, remember that disease comes from that, from the lack of ease, right? So where is it that we're choosing somebody else? Where is it that we are censoring ourselves? Where is it that we're editing what we say, how we be? Where is it that we are suppressing our truth in favor of somebody else's comfort? And how much longer can we carry on doing that before it takes a toll on our physical body? Does that make sense? How are we feeling? Right? Selflessness is not being selfish. It is empowering. What do you mean? You mean selfishness is not being selfish? You mean that? Loving this, Poonam, we'll probably lose ourselves if we don't give importance to our feelings. There you go. Exactly. Right? Totally makes sense. Okay. Great. I'm happy. Donna, I have been more careful of saying yes, trying to listen to my heart before deciding more. That is so in line, Donna. That is so in line with Leo season as well, because remember that we're also in Mercury retrograde at the moment. So we are asked, it's the season of the heart, because it's the Leo season. It's the season to align with our heart and our authenticity and dropping the mask and everything. But we're also being asked with this Mercury retrograde, before every decision that we make, is it what actually our heart wants, right? Does our heart want to be doing this? What is it that our heart aligns with? And then we take action, right? That book was unbelievable, wasn't it? Yes. I know, it's always Mercury, Deb, isn't it? Poonam, but we might make loads of enemies in this journey. How to avoid that, how to set good and respectable boundaries. This is the thing. If somebody becomes your enemy, Poonam, they were never your friends in the first place. If you choosing yourself makes someone reveals themselves as an enemy, it means that they were never a true friend. Otherwise, they wouldn't become an enemy. If their friendship is true and authentic and they really see you for who you are, these people are never going to be your enemies. If they reveal themselves as enemies, then I would say let's be grateful for that, because they showed us who they truly are and what they really want and their interest is. So it's not a loss. If we make enemies in this journey, you guys, please do not see them as a loss, okay? Let's be grateful for that. Let's be very grateful for that, because the universe is like, oh, look who's not honest and sincere with you. Poof. Let's now out of the way. Out of the way. Monica, Saturday night, my friends wanted me to go dancing and I wanted to stay at home, and I said no. Amazing. I love that. I've done something similar last month. Actually, I decided that I needed to regroup, and I've cancelled all the plans. I had a few plans in August and I just cancelled. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I really need to spend time with myself, aligned with myself here, and I can't do it. And I cancelled everything. Now my August is free. I really needed to just be for me, Good. Have a love affair with yourself. Absolutely, Tracy. Absolutely. Yes. Kirsten, I love this. I was just having this conversation with my husband this weekend. Beautiful. I'm glad that's resonating. Rita, we have the same necklace. You're in purple. It means, are you wearing an amethyst, Anna? Because this is a black obsidian. Maybe you're wearing an amethyst. Right, so give me a thumbs up if we are. Hello, Nimira, and hello, Karma Ann as well. Hello. So, Nimira sending flowers and hearts. Love the energy, Nimira. Love the energy. August 25th, Ashley, Virgo. Okay, ready to go with the journal. Can we review cards one more time before we journal? Yes, of course, Frankie. So we've got the Hangman reverse, which is asking us to change our perspective on a certain situation. Maybe how we approach it, how we see it, to change the approach that we have with that situation. As we do so, we gain more clarity for the path ahead. Because the reason why we feel blocked and challenged by that situation right now is because we're no longer the same people that we were before. So by unblocking our approach to that, we unblock the path ahead as well. Yeah. And how do we unblock this approach? By choosing ourselves, following our intuition, really aligning with our heart, and every action that we take to be choosing ourselves. Yeah. To be motivated by choosing ourselves. Yeah. Putting ourselves first. Also reflecting on the communities that we are part of. Where do we feel celebrated? What communities are we truly grateful for? Where do we feel celebrated? Where do we feel like we can be ourselves together? Ourselves in those together with these communities. And then 2 ways of approaching this 4 of Swords. One is with a reflection on the inner work always being tiring, and so really being graceful with ourselves and making sure that we look after ourselves physically, but also reflecting on the potential effect of not taking the action, of not choosing ourselves. If we don't choose ourselves, then what is the aftermath for our body? How long can we carry on for by not making any changes before it shows up in our body? Right? So let's go with some journal prompts. Okay, so first one with the Hangman, what's the situation? Okay, let's name the situation. What is the situation that is currently making me feel stuck or challenged, that I'm confused about how to approach? Okay, so let's name it. Let's bring it to awareness. So what is the... Oh my goodness, I was gonna shout at you with the capital letters. What is the situation that is making me feel stuck, stagnant? I don't know how to approach, or confused. Yeah, all of those things. What is it, this situation? Let's name it. Is it something that it's in your life? It's like it's an event that is happening in your life? Is it something that you're working with in your inner world? Is it something that you've been trying to overcome for a while now? Some of you have talked about grief, for example, earlier. I've talked about maybe some traumas that you've been trying to address. So let's name the situation. Again, if you've not been to these sessions before, you don't necessarily have to share everything in the chat. The chat is very open. You can, if you want to all my events, you can participate as much or as little as you want. So if you feel like it's good for you to share it in the open and share it with the chat, then we're super supportive of that. If you feel like you want to just answer it in your journal and just take a step back and just answer it like that and work it through yourself, then that's also fine. Whatever you feel like, it's the perfect way. Okay? It's the perfect way. So, the Hangman reverse. What situation is making me feel stuck? What is it that needs a new approach in your life? What is it that needs that? Cassidy, toxic father, always putting blame on everyone else. In taking on grief and not allowing myself to grieve the sudden loss of my nephew while pregnant with my son. Cassidy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. This sounds like a very, very difficult time. So I'm sending you my love and hugs. I wish I could be there to give you a hug. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Ashley, probably trying to break up with my boyfriend. Thank you for sharing that, Ashley, as well. Again, another completely different situations, but definitely not easy situations to face, you know. Bluetooth hug. Yes, Anna. I love that. Bluetooth hug. That's beautiful. Yes. Okay. So we are just raising awareness for now. Okay, we're just raising awareness. I'm actually gonna ask you the question about the Queen of Wands first before we go on to the Three of Wands, because I don't want to keep you stagnant in a low, let's say. Hard to accept my son's wishes to stay at a distance. Tracy, thank you for sharing that. Yes, these are all really hard things to do, and some of those things we don't really have control over, right? Some of those we do, some things we do have control over, but it's really hard to make a decision around it. But other things, we are actually dealing with stuff that's outside of us, you know, so it can be really, really hard to know what to do. Granda can no longer be near me. Ashley, sorry to hear that. Donna, so sorry, Cassidy. Okay. That's for you, Cassidy. My sister and my mindset, Sarah says. Yeah. So let's go into the Queen of Wands. So if I were to choose myself and my truth, what would I be doing? How would I be approaching this situation? If I were to choose myself and my truth, how would I be approaching this situation? If I were to choose myself and my truth, how would I be approaching this situation? What would be different? If I were to choose myself and my truth, if I were to do it for me, what would I be doing? What does it mean to choose me? To do it for me? Oh, actually, I'm gonna copy the journal prompts because I'm gonna add them to the replay, you guys. As in, like, you know what I mean. Do you? It's fine. I'll add them. You'll know what that means. You'll know what that means. You will get there. Yes, Frankie. Thank you for translating. If I were to choose myself and my truth, how would I be approaching this situation? Yes! Amazing, Ashley, isn't it? So exciting. I really wanted to, the reason why I started doing these weekly tarot readings is because I find it so useful to have a check-in. You know what I mean? Like, a check-in with myself, a check-in of like, okay, so what's this week about? You know, like, it gives like a little bit of focus, a little bit of accountability as well, you know, like a little bit of introspection, but also taking action. I find that it's such a good way to kickstart, you know, the week. That's why I started to do them. Okay, so the question for Cassidy, oh bless you. No worries at all, Cassidy. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really am grateful that you came. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. Okay, so the question for the Queen of Wands was, if I were to choose myself and my truth, how would I approach this situation that I'm facing, that I need to change approach on? And then for the Three of Wands is, when I choose myself, so when I change the approach and I do it for me, and I do it to follow my truth, and I do it aligned with my heart, and I choose myself, when I adopt that approach, how does it affect the path towards my goals? You know, if I approach this situation by choosing me, when I think of the goals ahead, when I think of the path ahead, how does it change? How is it impacted by this? Because it's always going to be impacted, isn't it? So what are those changes that you can see? What is this impact that you can see on your path when you choose yourself? When I choose myself, how is the path towards my goals affected or impacted? Whichever way you feel. Tracy says, oh, no worries, Ashley. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, darling. Tracy, in choosing to be selfless, I am not abandoning myself. I am returning to who I truly am. Each act of love, each quiet sacrifice is a choice to live from the soul, not the ego. I choose myself, but choosing what is sacred within me. I love that so much, Tracy. That's so beautiful. How powerful. Monica, I'm going to say no more often. Yeah. Jessica, I'd say it's a more worn path when you choose yourself. It becomes easier to travel and you're more comfortable. Beautiful. Amazing. Amazing. I can see, like, when I choose myself, if I look at the path of choosing myself, I find it uncomplicated. You know, when I choose myself, I find that all those thoughts that went out to other people first, you know, or before, that all those thoughts, or there's like worries, overthinking and all of that, if I am aligned with my heart and choose myself, all of a sudden that falls away and the path is so much more uncomplicated, more straightforward. That's how I feel. So then we have the Hierophant. Love that. It does make things uncomplicated. It stops my obsessing. Exactly, Donna. That's exactly how I feel as well. I have a very, very active mind, and it can get very obsessive and it can spiral like super quick. So if I keep it simple and be like, nope, that's what we're doing, like aligned with the heart, and this is what we're choosing, then all of that spiraling kind of like falls away, and I know what I'm doing. And so the path is like, oh, okay, here it is. Here's where we're walking. Found the path, you know? Yeah. So then we have the Hierophant with this Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of celebration. The Hierophant is a card of organized communities. So we're going to put these two together and bring in some gratitude this week. Yeah. Which communities do I feel celebrated in, and which communities am I grateful for? Look at those typos, you guys. It's fine. It's because I can't see the chat box really well, and so I can't see the mistakes. Sorry, you guys. Frankie, thank you for sharing. That is where I get blocked. I was still stuck in questioning one, but I think this is where it is. Amazing, Frankie. I'm glad it's helping. So which communities do I feel celebrated in? Or maybe which people do I feel celebrated by? Which people, even if it's not, you know, a full community, which people, who are the people in my life that I feel that I can build myself with, that I feel like I can celebrate life with them because I feel accepted, I feel celebrated, I feel that there's a mutual exchange of energies, and they're not actually sucking the energy out of me, but it's a mutual exchange, you know. Who which people and which communities am I grateful for, because I really feel this nice exchange, this balanced relationship. Oh, sorry. That first question is not related to this card. We're gonna get, don't read that yet. We're gonna get there in a minute. Okay, so which communities do I feel celebrated in? Which communities am I grateful for? Again, if it's not communities, who are the people in your lives that you feel, who are the people in your life that you feel that you can be yourself with, you feel celebrated, you feel like you can, you know, you can be your most authentic. And then we have two questions for the Four of Swords. Yeah, for this Four of Swords reverse. Oh, Sarah, I feel like I'm still searching for my community. I do love this space here on this app. I think that this app is amazing. This app is really like the way that is made. And for the people on the other platform, I'm talking about the Insight Timer app. So if you don't have it yet and you're interested in finding communities that are more, you know, spiritual, focused on personal growth, personal development, spiritual development, there are so many different teachers on this app, Insight Timer, and so many beautiful communities. The Glow Nation, however, is the best. Be cheeky there, but it's gotta be said. It's gotta be said. So, thank you so much, Chantel. Thank you. So it is true, right? To have, I feel that when we're on a healing journey, we move away. As we heal, we move away from old communities, old friendships, and old environments, you know? Of all of my close friends that I had before my whole healing and life change started, I currently just have one. Yeah. Everyone else I have a very, very surface relationship with now. And I have also opened up to new friendships, which are more aligned, I feel more genuine. I feel more, I don't know, on the same wavelength. I don't know. But that's a thing that happens, Sarah. And I think that if you feel like you're still searching for your community, I think that can still be a great sign. You know, it's a sign that you're healing. It's a sign that you're growing. It's a sign that you're changing. And so it's great. I feel that it's a testimony of the fact that you're actually doing the work. You're actually doing. Oh, bless you, Ashley. I love that. Welcome back. Welcome back. My group has changed as well, right, Monica? Yes. And I think that it can be so isolating at the beginning, because you're like, I think that the fear of losing some friendships can actually prevent us from healing, can prevent us from going on a healing journey, because we, underneath it all, you know, subconsciously, we know that if we face a certain thing that we need to face in our life, we already know that some people gotta go. You know, we know that some people have to, like, goodbye, you know? we know that subconsciously, and I feel that because the brain wants to protect us, I feel that it could be one of the this knowledge is one of the things that could influence us actually going on a healing journey or not going on a healing journey, because the brain is like, well, if you do go, then you're going to be on your own, because these people are not going to want them. I'm not going to want you in their life anymore, you know? So I think that the knowledge of that can actually be one of the things that stops us. But I really do believe that we can use it as a massive motivator, because it does take time, Donna, doesn't it? Because we can use it as a motivator, because I think it's a wake-up call. If we have the knowledge that we're going to lose these people if we heal, I think that that's like, well, okay then. You know, it has to be the catalyst. It's like, well, if I had them in my life now and I'm going to lose them later, it means that we're never meant to be connected. You know, it means that this is my sign that I actually got to do the work, because I don't have genuine people in my life, you know? So that's all right, Ashley. That's okay. We'll take you whenever you want to come in, and now we're here, Ashley. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Erin. Donna, it's not easy. I did grieve the loss of some old friends as we drifted apart. Of course, yeah, very isolating at the beginning, absolutely. But as you do so, as you distance yourself from those relationships, remember that you're also creating space for the more aligned ones to come in. Yeah, let's not forget that we're creating so much more space, because we do have a different kind of space inside of us. So it's all gonna happen. Yeah. Sarah's like, I'm definitely beginning and healing. That's beautiful. It just shows that you're definitely on the right path, you know, that you're doing it, you're doing the work, you're really showing up. That's brilliant. It means that I know it's not easy, but it means that you're definitely doing the work that you need to be doing, you know? I'm going to start salsa dancing, so I hope I'll take that community. Oh, that's amazing, Chantel. I love that. Yes, I love that. I really want to start line dancing. Did I tell you this? I found that they do it in my town, but I'm like a bit shy. A bit shy, but I think I might go for it. Maybe come September. Because it's like so out of the blue here. I don't think it's a really popular thing in the UK, but for some reason I feel really connected to it. Possibly, you know, parallel lives and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, I also feel, Renee says, I also feel when it comes to relationships, it's more about quality and not quantity. I totally agree with you. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yes. Poonam says, my mindset and perspective has become more liberal and broad over the last few years, and therefore I feel I can do only small talk with people who... Yes! Oh my God, yes. Yes, Poonam, that is spot on. Spot on. People says, I feel... like it's not linear. Yeah, sometimes you go back and feel the discomfort due to the lack of resonance with these old experiences, narratives, and thought patterns. Yeah, totally. It's definitely not linear. Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't even mean that you're not going to meet these friendships again years in the future, because it could be that you needed to be separated from these people so that you could both go on your separate healing journeys and find yourselves, and then maybe somewhere along the line you're going to reconnect again. You know, you never know. You never know. Hello, Sienna. Hello. I truly go back and need to be reminded with the discomfort. Yeah, exactly. Oh, really, Caitlin? Oh, I'm going to give it a go. I'm excited. Do something that scares you every day. True. You mentioned it, I think, a few months ago. You should definitely... I did, Nikolaya, didn't I? I think I'm going to do it. Yes. Yes, when you have the same growth separately, it is beautiful, isn't it? What do you say to those people that you're not aligned with anymore? Dawn, I don't think... Do you know what? I don't think we have to make any announcements. You know? I really don't think that we have to shout it from the rooftops or announcing me like, okay, from now on, I am not going to be as close to you as I was, because I don't think we need to be doing that. I don't think so. I think that we just allow, they just, yes, what Monica said, that they just fade away. Yes. If you allow yourself to just stay aligned with who you are, and even when you're answering these people, even when you're having conversations with these people, if you stay aligned with your healing and with your heart, you will see you're going to get to the point, like Monica was saying earlier. Was it Monica? Was it you, Monica, who was saying that you don't necessarily know what to talk about with them anymore? I think it really happens very naturally as you stay aligned with yourself, you know. How good who only text told her many times to call, leaving it behind, feel disconnected. Yeah. Also, looking at the glass half full, maybe those friends will join on the journey and you end up being a catalyst for them to start their own journey. Absolutely. I love this approach as well, Nikolaya. Yes. I have the same question as Dom, because every now and then they try very hard to get together, and I know I don't want to. Then stay true to yourself, Frankie. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. You don't need to put out announcements. You don't need to. The only thing that we all gotta do is just stay true to ourselves and let things unfold, honestly. Bye, Ashley. I don't get common talking to talk with the same people who I used to talk. Yes, exactly, Poonam. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to no is a complete sentence. Yes. Let's go to the Four of Swords over here. So in what ways I can look after my body this week if I am doing deep work and I feel like I want to take into consideration my body and the fact that my body can be tired by doing this work. What are some ways in which I can be really graceful with my body? What can I do for my physical body this week to be graceful with it, to allow it what it needs, as we might be doing a little bit of shadow work, as we might be approaching things a little bit differently, maybe some things that make us feel uncomfortable. What am I going to do for my physical body? And for some people, it can be like, I'm going to exercise every day because that's going to give me energy. Yes. For some people, I'm going to take a nap every day because I feel like I need that. Okay. So whatever it is for you, we're all unique beings. Yeah. Listening to it, Nikolai. I love that. Yeah. Very simple. Just listening to it. It is energy draining thing to be a different person. Poonam, it can be, isn't it? But we gotta see it as this gift. You know, we're changing, we're getting closer to ourselves. Yes to naps, Monica. Walking and meditating for Sarah. Beautiful. Yes. And let's get to the next part to the second question. Oh, wait. Naps, salt baths, salsa dancing, drink more water, eat healthier, stretching, nature, beach, and forest or garden. Beautiful, Chantal and Dawn. Amazing. So second question for this Four of Swords, I'm going to put it on there. So if I keep not choosing myself, if I keep going with old patterns and not choosing myself, in the long run, how is my body going to be affected? How is my physical health going to be affected? Let's reflect on that. I love a bit of vitamin C. Haven't had the chance to go to get some vitamin C this year yet. As you can see, very pale. Very pale. I do get very dark when I tan, but very pale at the moment. Very pale. So, pale is healthy. I know. It's not bad at all. I am covered in freckles, so I feel that gives like a slight layer of color. You know, I've got literally freckles all over me. So maybe that gives it like a nice little shade of color. And it's not like mozzarella white completely, you know. So that. Chantal, stress, ill health, headaches, no energy. Yes, exactly. Poonam, I believe more than physical, it would be my mental health affected if I keep neglecting my real feelings. I'm super expressive. Yes, Poonam. And then our mental health does take a toll on our physical health as well. So it's all combined, isn't it? But that's a great reflection. Yes. How is my mental and physical health going to be affected and impacted if I keep not choosing myself? Yeah. Sarah, when I don't choose myself for a while, it makes my entire body hurt. Yeah, sometimes it will physically knock me out of in bed for days. Yeah, yes. Don't I always feel like I can't speak or express myself? My throat hurts. Yes, yes. We have to really realize how much connection there is, how much connection there is between the physical and the spiritual. Is it Ronya? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Ronnie says, my nervous system would feel calm and safe again. Yes, allowing my body and mental health to heal. Ah, yes. I love how you use safe, right? Because it's all about that safety. It's all about creating that internal safety. Remember that our brain wants to keep us safe, okay? But it is not basing the choices on what actually keeps us safe. The brain is basing the choices on familiarity. Okay, so very often the brain pushes us to do choices that feel familiar but are actually very far away from safe. Yeah, so we really need to become very aware of what's going on, very self-aware of what's going on in our inner world and how it's manifesting in the outer world so that we can address things. Yeah, awareness, you guys, is 50% of the job done, always. Ah, all right, okay, that's it for this week, you guys. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the week ahead? Are we feeling aligned? Are we feeling motivated? How are we feeling? Aligned and motivated for Monica. Beautiful. Beautiful. Not so alone. Rita. In the Glow Nation, you will never be alone. You're never alone from a spiritual perspective. We can talk about that in different sessions. But here in the Glow Nation, nobody's alone. Okay? So always come here, Rita. Anytime. So much better. Sarah, aligned for Dawn. Beautiful. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful week ahead. I'm going to see you on Wednesday and Friday this week at the same time as today. So Wednesday, we're doing mediumship readings. So if you want to speak to a loved one on the other side, then come along on Wednesday. We're going to do mediumship readings. All the readings are picked randomly, so there's a chance for everyone. And then on Friday, we're doing our soul alchemy sessions, which again, it's random readings, so picked randomly, but I use my whole plethora of modalities. So it depends. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever question you have, we can tap into past lives, spirit guides, Akashic records, soul contracts. We can tap into so many different things. So that's when I am completely open to you guys, not with just one thing, but with just every single thing that I have access to, energy healing, like loads of different stuff. Come with your question, and if you're picked for your reading, we'll do some soul alchemy together. All right. Nikolai, as someone who overthinks is most likely someone who overloves. Yeah, and this can be hard when you're trying to put yourself first, but realize you're swimming for people who wouldn't even get in the water for you. Yes. Save yourself more energy for those who deserve it. Oh my goodness. Yes. Louder for the people at the back. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Nikolaya. All right, my beautiful souls. I'm going to see you on Wednesday for mediumship readings. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the new people who joined our community recently. Thank you. If it was your first session today, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was good. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for coming. If you enjoyed, give us a follow. Come back. We do this every week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Love you so much, Glow Nation. Mwah. Thank you so much. See you in a couple of days. Bye. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Ronya. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you so much. Bye, Monica, Nikolaya, Elena. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Mwah. Bye, bye.